Hey guys, I am Matt with Green River Sawyers. Thank you for clicking the video. So in this video, I'm going to mention something that we run across with blades that we happen quite a bit. Be blade that with a little snag that comes from the factory or wherever you buy it from, or maybe a blade gets damaged during transport, or maybe when you're taking it out of the box, putting it on the mill. Either way, that can be an issue sometimes when you put a blade on and it leaves washboarding on your log or on your timber. I'm having that problem right now, and I do believe it might be a snag in the blade. I'm gonna show you what it's doing to my lumber. We're gonna fix that snag and see if it helps. So y'all come along with me. Okay, so first off, the blade that is causing this is a brand new blade. It's a Turbo 7 and straight out of the box. I put it on. I think I made one cut with it the other day on some cedar, and it was doing the same thing to my cedar. And that's when I took this blade off, set it aside, and said I'll deal with it later because it's still a good blade. Just got a little snag in it, or something's up, maybe a tooth out or something. Put it back on the mill because right now I'm sawing something that ain't quite as important as cedar. But normally the way I look at my lumber and how it goes to customers is it don't matter personally if I'm sawing fence boards for a horse pasture or, you know, baseboard, a maple baseboard for a house. I try to take the same amount of pride in it as if these fence boards was going in the house as well. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing here. Now, you always gonna have a little bit of texture in your wood when you're sawing, just a little bit, but it shouldn't be this much. As you can see there, it's just a little, it's just, some call that washboarding, I do believe. It's worse in certain parts. Look down here. You can see there. And if we were sawing cedar, this would not. I mean, this would be a big deal if we were sawing cedar or maple or walnut or something. But if these boards are going to be planed, it would have been perfectly fine. But this is going straight from the mill to the customer. So this right here is a bottom cut on the mill. That over there was a top cut. And this bottom cut is doing the same thing. You can see right there, it's just got that little bit too much texture that I like. Okay, so we're gonna go to the sawmill here. We're gonna go check the blade. I think I know where it's at. I think I do. So we're gonna check that spot on the blade where I'm assuming where it's at. We're gonna fix it and see if it makes the lumber better. There's the weld right there. But if y'all see that little snag right there, hope y'all can. There's a little snag right here at the weld, right there. I don't know if this is causing it, but it is the only thing I can find on this blade that could be causing it. So let me go get a file. I'm gonna take this down and then we're gonna try it and see if it still does it. All right, guys, so we got the snag off and I just used a chainsaw file here. Basically just run it around that tooth, that gullet there. And I also cleaned up this side and that side so that way there ain't no burrs on it and it is completely good. This may not be it, but I think it was worth a shot to save this blade and try it and take 5 minutes to clean that up. Okay guys, we got my 4. This is the sawmill still down there at the end. I just made this cut and just cleaned this log up because it's almost what I need it to be. And here's the before. You can see it there. A little sawdust on the board now, but we're gonna throw this off. Much better. Probably more better than I thought it would come out to be. I'm super, super excited. Still got a little bit of texture, but that right there I can handle. So here's the before. Here's the after. Here's the other cut over here on the other log. Let me show you this. This was the top cut. Now I am going to flip this log over and clean up the other side, just so I know that maybe it wasn't just that cut, that I'll know then. And if that cut goes good, then I'll know that it was the blade and I didn't just get lucky and make one good cut. Now, I think, personally, I got lucky on this one. Sometimes you can get a blade out. We've had them to where they do rough cuts like this, and you just can't find it. I mean, it's just a bad blade, in other words. Let me say this. This could happen to any blade supplier. I mean, I'm not sure who you use on your blades, but it could really happen to anybody you get blades from. To me, it's just one of them things that's going to happen from time to time. Now, of course, if this happens more often than once, you know, it starts becoming a common occurrence, of course, we'll address it. But, I mean, just don't go, you know, I'm done with that blade supplier, I don't want to deal with him again. This could happen to anybody. If you change blade suppliers, it could happen to them too. Sometimes, blades could do this, and it could be your speed, or it could be your belt tension, or it could be your blade tension. Maybe not enough fuel, or if you use Dawn or dish detergent on your water. A lot of things it could be. But we checked all those boxes, and it was the blade on this time. But we fixed it. We saved 28 bucks, and we get to use the blade for half a day. But this is something to look at. You know, check your blade, look for snags if this is happening to you. Of course, there's way more stuff you can get into that it could be. We'll get into that later. But for now, this is the blade video. But I hope this helps you out, guys. I'll see you next video.